You gotta get into the groove.
Hi, this is Simon Leon back with GrooveAsia Live. If you're joining us live, give us a hashtag live. If you're joining us on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. And today we have a very special session for you with a very special guest. Now, as you may or may not know, especially if you're recently just joining us, we're right now smack in the middle of a very important Groove launch, which commemorates the end of the lifetime offer. Have you upgraded? Are you a platinum member yet? If you are, type in the word platinum inside of the comments. Just so that you know though, in GrooveAsia, we have so much more for you. Why? Because in addition to all the cool things that you will be getting for the Groove launch, as you may or may not know, we also have an upcoming event, a one-day business intensive with the top CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies. Make sure that if you haven't had the chance to do so, watch our replays of previous GrooveAsia Lives and G Lives, because you're not going to want to miss out once we share with you this full day intensive with a very special series of guests as well. In addition, we are talking about the additional opportunities that we have for you as proteges, as directors, as managers, as well as brand new business profit sharing partnership opportunities. Do you want to be our partner? Profit share with us. Be inside of our inner circle. If you do, type in partner inside of the comments, because that is yet another opportunity for you as well. In addition, as you should know, within GrooveAsia, one of our objectives, one of the reasons why we have detached ourselves and expanded into this community in the first place, is because we know of the true potential of the opportunities that we have to expand into different cultures, different countries, different languages. And just so that you know, we have a very, very ambitious goal for the next several months as we embark into our monthly program, as we detach ourselves from the lifetime membership, as we have so many big plans going on. We want to set really big goals of maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe even 7-figure goals a month, potentially in different languages as well. And if you are a big part of everything that we're doing, this can be a big piece of the pie for you as well. Are you excited? Do you want to be a big part of it? If you do, type in the word excited inside the comments. Now, with all that said, today we have a man who is actually leading our way into much of that initiative. If you want to be involved, by the way, you're definitely going to want to reach out to this guy. You want to be his friend. You want to be on his good side, because there's definitely going to be a lot of really cool benefits of you having that connection with him, because he has a lot of great connections with us, as well as the main company, as well as the main executives and all the decision makers that make things happen. If you want things done, usually people go talk to him, and then magic just miraculously happens. And so that's why we call him Saint Nick. How many of you know who Saint Nick is? If you do, type in Saint Nick inside the comments. Just so that you know, this gentleman that we call Saint Nick, he has been with GrooveAsia ever since the beginning. And I'm not just talking about 6 months ago beginning. I'm not even just talking about, when we first launched the launch event in June, or when we first talked about the idea of GrooveAsia in January 1 year ago with Mike, with Donna. In fact, we've been discussing this concept, the growth, the potential, the opportunities ever since 2020. Yes, that's right. In 2020, when Groove was just a little baby, obviously before GrooveAsia actually even existed, and everything was still brand spanking new. I think at that time, Groove Member didn't even exist. Groove Video didn't even exist. Groove Blog was in its infancy. That's how new the concept of Groove and the software and the platform actually was. And at that point in time, he was already established himself as one of our leaders. He established himself as a future mentor, and hopefully if I have anything to say about it, of course, we invite him to be a much bigger part of our companies for years and years and years to come. And this, of course, is your opportunity to work with him as well. Now, just so that you know, he's a very smart dude. Okay, he's very numbers oriented. He's got lots of businesses. He is an entrepreneur himself. Even when he stepped up as a leader, as a mentor, he's already become a coach. He's taking the lead ownership of so many different projects that we just think that he can just do pretty much anything under the sun, even internally, pretty much anytime that we need certain things to get done, right? We go to him. We need projects that need to be led. We go to him. We have checklists of things. We go to him and see whether or not it's possible. And not only does he say that it is possible, he also makes it happen as well. So as we can tell, he's a pretty smart guy. With all that said, because he is a very numbers oriented guy, he does his homework. He knows where the opportunities are. He knows where the potential is, and he knows exactly what it is that he needs to do to take his businesses to the next level. And out of everything that he continues to do, when he says that there's opportunity and he drops everything else to focus on one thing over here, or integrates everything that he's doing right here within GrooveAsia and focus on its growth, focus on what we're doing for the next foreseeable next several months and more, you better bet that this is important. Okay, so with all of that, of course, you have your own decisions to make. Take everything with a grain of salt. But I do want to invite you to somebody that we regard highly as one of our top leaders within this community. He's done way above and beyond his own Call of Duty to make sure that everything goes well, everything runs smoothly. The community has the best rewards possible, that we're giving you everything that we can. And quite frankly, a lot of what we've accomplished so far within GrooveAsia, we could not have done it without him. Of course, in the last month or two, things have been on downtime in Southeast Asia in this time zone. We have Lunar New Year. We got the Chinese New Year stuff going on. There's the holiday season still for many of us. And of course, notwithstanding the holiday season, the actual holiday season with Christmas and New Year's and everything else, all that combined was a very quiet time for all of us. But we're very excited to re-announce that, yes, we are back. And one of the first people to raise his hand and say, let's start this once again. Let's get things moving. Let's make sure that everybody is back on track. He is back here with us, and he is more than excited to share with you something that we're calling GrooveAsia 2.0. Are you excited to hear more about GrooveAsia 2.0? If you are, type in 2.0 inside the comments. And so that is why, without any further ado, I would like to introduce you to the man himself. Let's give a big round of virtual applause. Yes, we call him Saint Nick, because he makes miracles happen just like Santa Claus. But in our humble community, we call him Mr. Nicholas McIntosh. So let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Nicholas McIntosh back into the GrooveAsia community. Welcome back, Mr. Nick, to G Live. How are you doing, buddy? Great to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. And thanks for that gracious introduction, Simon. I'm not sure I deserve it all because a lot of the times when I'm doing things in our community, it wouldn't happen without the community, right? It's the community that drives the innovation. It's the community that drives the ideas of what they want and what they need. And then, as you said, I'm a numbers guy, so all I do is gather the numbers together. And yeah, I've got a little bit of technical expertise. I don't want to undermine that, but without the teams that we have and that we've developed over the last 6 months, a lot of what we've done inside of GrooveAsia just wouldn't be possible. So we've got a bit to cover today. I'm going to cover a little bit. But to start with, for anybody who doesn't know me and doesn't know my background, I've been in online business one way or another, developing platforms for probably over 30 years now. So I've been in and out of the game. You have things happen in your life. You have family, you have kids. At one stage, I went back to university and got a law degree and, did business and extended on my marketing career and whatever else. So I've had a lot going on. And during that 30 years, I've probably learnt at least the basics of probably somewhere around the vicinity of 1,500 plus programs. And a lot of them I can actually walk you through by memory over a phone. And it's pretty much like that with Groove now. I mean, I know Groove inside out. As soon as there's an update inside the system, as you know, Simon, I'm right onto it because we need to know what's going on so that we can provide the community with the best service possible. But look, there's some exciting stuff coming where we say GrooveAsia 2.0. Well, it's not. It's the beginning of 2.0 for us. For any of you who know anything about the internet, we're in Web 2.0 now. Yeah. But we're going to be moving to Web 3.0. But we won't tell you about that because Groove and GrooveAsia will be moving into 3.0 as well. But that's for another day. So there's a lot more coming. A lot more coming. But yeah, excited to be here as always.
Yeah, for sure, man. And of course, as always, typical Nicholas fashion, he usually jumps, way ahead, thinks a million miles an hour. I was gonna say, hey, Nick, tell us a little bit about yourself and what's up with you, and you jump right into that, which is great because that's what we want to get into. But I think for many of us who probably are relatively new to this community and maybe haven't been around for the past 1 or 2 months and maybe are seeing you here for the first time, maybe introduce a little bit more about who you are and your past experience and all the great things that you've been doing right here within GrooveAsia so that we know to obviously pay homage to you. Give credit where credit is due. You are the man responsible for setting up a lot of the infrastructure that we have right here, right now. So let's get a little bit into that and to introduce for those of us who are hearing from Mr. Nicholas for the first time, whether watching us #live or #replay, so that we get to know a little bit more about who you are, Mr. Nicholas.
All right. So, as far as GrooveAsia is concerned, I when I first came across Groove, and then I connected with Simon. It's a long story, right? I followed Simon online for over 10 years. And he likes to tell this story, right? Because it's like, how could you follow me for 10 years and not talk to me, Nick? Well, that's exactly what I did. The bottom line here is that if you want to get good at something, you need to get a mentor and you need to follow people who are going places and understand what's going on. And that's what I did. I did that for a long time. Now, when Groove came out and I reached out to Simon eventually, I said, listen, this is great. The Groove platform itself is absolutely fantastic. It's phenomenal. And for a lot of people, I'm not going to drop any other company names because I don't think it's relevant in the context. But what happened was when I looked at the platform that Groove had compared to everything else that was out there and what I'd been using for years, right? There are some big name competitors out there and all the way back to the very basics with even WordPress and before that Google Sites, as Simon would remember. It was a nightmare creating websites and funnels and whatever. So I dug into the platform and then I suddenly realized after doing some serious number crunching that only 20% roughly of the world's population was able to access what was going on in the internet marketing and online business entrepreneurship, platforms. Groove being so easy to use, it just made sense to me that we needed to find a way to get this out to the other 80% of the world, because you've got countries in Asia, Asia Major, Asia Minor, and they've got really large populations of people, and they're all developed. Some of them are developing countries, some are already well developed, but all of these people are having to shift the way that they're doing business. And of course, we won't get into the terribleness of what's happened in the last couple of years. But, as far as that is concerned, it's allowed us as a company to bring the message of hope to the world. Like, we now have things in place to help them build online businesses, online communities, sell their products. I don't need to go through the raft of Groove products, right? And what you can get through GrooveAsia. But once you understand what's there, we had to, and I made it a personal mission to get this information out to people in different languages. Now, for the last several months, we were working on a project, and I had a team of leaders I was working with in different languages, and some of those team leaders had their own people they were working with as well. And essentially what's happened is we've managed to create some funnels in different languages. So rather than just having the GrooveAsia homepage in one language, we now have the ability for people to learn about it in simplified Chinese and Japanese and Filipino language, and of course, French. Now, there's a lot more to come. And I really want to say to the community, look, again, thank you very much. We did say, and I made a promise before Christmas that we would have these pages available for the launch. That was the comment I think I made just before Christmas at the last meeting we had. And guess what? They're available. They're available right now. So I'm give it a few minutes. Simon may have something to say beforehand, but given a few minutes, we're going to run through some of the stuff that we've done. And then I'm going to suggest to you, if you're in our community and you can speak another language natively, right? You need to be a native speaker, and you can read English and you can write in that native language, then reach out to us, because we are not done. 2.0 is just the beginning. We currently have 5 languages. The goal is to have a lot more, right? But I'll hand it back to Simon for the minute and have a think about that. Get involved with us in the community. It's for your benefit.
Yeah, for sure. And that's actually one of many aspects of what we consider to be GrooveAsia, 2.0. Because when it comes to huge differences, we really do need to make sure that between Groove and, let's say, Groove Brazil and GrooveAsia and whatever other communities that will get built into the future, we do need that clarification on the distinction, right? And so with that, I think the language aspect is really where a big part of the opportunity really is. If you even go into the dashboard right now, I'm sure you'll notice that there's a brand new language icon, right? And that's because Brazil, they've been working with the Groove company, with Groove HQ, ever since the start of 2020, essentially. So they had basically a year and a half of head start before us. And now what they have is an actual Portuguese translation tool that is right there within the system, but it's not just an automated translator. It's actually done with real teams from Brazil who translated everything into Portuguese, and it took them about 2.5 years or so to do, just to get to the point where it's ready for prime time right here, right now. And so the good news is that for us, GrooveAsia has been around for the past 6 months or so, and all that time, one of the big initiatives that Mr. Nicholas have been working on was to work with the translation teams to make sure that we have the right content, the right translations, interpretations, to do everything that we can into different languages, not just with the system itself. That's the next step that we need to get into, the software, the platform, right? But with everything else, obviously, if you start by going to the Groove websites, you'll see that we have, videos, we have sales copy, we have short text, long text, we got emails, we got a whole bunch of funnels that we also need to translate as well. So it's a huge project. And it's a huge project, even if it's just for one language. But keep in mind, right now, we probably have in the middle of a whole bunch of different work and concepts that we're working on, about a dozen different languages that we're expanding into in just a short while. Mr. Nicholas is going to give you a taste of what we've done so far that's already been launched, that some of you may have already seen as well. But just so that you know, this is just the beginning. There's going to be so much more that we can do. The plan is to make sure that when it comes to Groove, we make it a global name, a global brand in different languages. Now, we're not going to get into, maybe I'm not going to get into, but Nicholas, he gets so excited. He's a numbers guy. He's going to talk into the stats and the statistics and the numbers of the percentages of people who speak English versus not speak English and what those languages are. But just so that you know, when it comes to all the languages that we're focusing on. These are, when combined, 2, 3, 4, 5 times more than the native speakers of just the English language alone. And so when it comes to the potential, when it comes to how far we've gone in just the English language alone, right? And let's not talk about Groove. Let's talk about within GrooveAsia. Just within the last few months, last 6 months, from 0 to thousands of members just in English, where it's already convoluted, right? It's already combined with so many other English speakers who are within the Groove community, who are within our competitor communities. Now take that and go into a brand new ocean of an untapped territory of people who have never heard of Groove, because English just didn't happen to be their language of choice, or a language that they can choose, or a native language that is selected on the computer. There are billions probably of additional potential, additional market that we can get into. Obviously, maybe a little bit of an exaggeration, but you get the idea, right? Even the top competitors, they would be lucky if they have 1 or 2 million subscribers or customers. Our top competitor has over 100,000. So with all of that, I think it is very much to our advantage to know that we're not just going after one community. In fact, it is a brand new community of an open market that we have not yet even tapped into, the non-English speakers of the world. So like what Nicholas was mentioning, right? If you do happen to have other different language skills, whether or not it happens to be your language, or if in the cases of some of our leaders, right, they know people, their spouse, their family, their friends, their business partners who also speak those languages, now is the time to tap into this. Because right now, as we approach the launch, as we approach a brand new conversion into the monthly model, this is a completely brand new game changer. And this is the reason, a part of the reason, but a big part of the reason why we are going to go into the big goals of 5 figures, 6 figures, even 7 figures, and not just in a year, every single month. And that's in different languages each as well. So with all of that, I think there is just so much additional opportunity. And to give you a much clearer idea of what we want to get into, I think Mr. Nicholas wants to show you a few different pages that we might have, maybe things that you can, as you watch these pages, as you see what's on the screen, also think about, right, what kinds of opportunities you have for yourself. Where do you see yourself fit into the community? How do you want to be involved? Because as we continue to grow, we're also going to continue to look for brand new team members. We want more leaders. We need more mentors. And we, of course, need more profit sharing partners as well. Do you want to profit share with us? If you do, type in the word share inside the comments, and Mr. Nicholas will share a lot more with you about the opportunity ahead as well.
Thanks, Simon. All right, so let me get this screen share up. Here we go. So most of you will already be familiar with this site, or you should be, right? It's the GrooveAsia.cm website, but we've made some changes. So you'll see, if you haven't done so already, when you go to the website, if I scroll up just a little bit, you'll see there are a bunch of flags on this page. And why is that? Well, what we've done is, with the help of the community, we've managed to take this page, so this entire page with all of its content, and we've managed to have it translated natively, not through Google Translate, right? Natively, we've had this translated into all of these other languages. Now, it's not just the homepage, by the way. This was a huge project because we've had to translate the upgrade pages. We've had to translate the funnels, right? We had to create an entire new funnel system, new tools, new links, and everything else. So what's going to happen now is this. When you go to your Groove account and you're going to GrooveAsia, so let me do this. Let me go into an account here. And when I come in to Groove Affiliate, right, which is where you get your affiliate tools from, and I'll show you exactly what's going to happen in a minute. When you get in here, you'll notice that if you come over to promos, you will have a bunch of links natively inside the platform. So you'll see a couple for Groove and the Groove Lifetime Upgrade, but we don't want you to think about those. We want you to focus on this one, GrooveAsia.cm, right? And as most of you will know, you can come in here, click on the link section, and you will get all of the links that you could use to promote GrooveAsia, including the free link and the upgrade link. Remember, the lifetime is running out. So if you want to promote the upgrade link first, not just the free accounts. But in saying that, you also know that, or you should know that if you go to grooveasia.cm/JV, right, and on the JV page, if I scroll down, you'll see the same set of links and tools here, right? So here's the links. So if I go back to my account, and I come into tools over here, rather than just the links, but tools, what you're going to find is this dashboard that's in here. This dashboard here is what's in the JV site as well. So it's the same set of tools. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important for two reasons. Number one, these links, when you use them to promote, they take whoever clicks on those links to this website. And yep, they're coming in like crazy. But what's going to happen if somebody then takes your GrooveAsia link and clicks on one of these funnels? And I know you're going to say to me, is my affiliate ID going to carry over? Well, the answer is yes, it is. And I'm going to show you that to prove the point here. So I'm just going to grab one of these affiliate links. I'm just going to copy it. And I'm going to paste it into the browser here. And you can see that will, when I go enter, if I want to enter, there we go. A bit slow. But it will take me through, and it has an affiliate ID on the end. It might be hard to see. I don't know if I could zoom in on that. Let me see if I can get that to zoom in a bit. No. But the affiliate ID was up the top. And if I go to any one of these websites here from the actual flags, when I go there, and if you watch carefully, and you should do this yourself to test it, right? Your affiliate ID will carry over, okay? It will carry over. So you can continue to promote your normal GrooveAsia link, and it will send them to the English version. But what happens if you know someone who doesn't speak any English at all? Maybe they speak Chinese, maybe they speak French, maybe they speak Japanese or Filipino. Well, what you can do here is you can actually come in to one of these languages. So let's pick on Japanese as an example here. I'm not picking on Japan, by the way, right? Just so you know. But the Japanese site, like all of them, is phenomenal. Look at this. It's exactly the same as our normal GrooveAsia homepage, but as you can see, it's all in Japanese. Everything in here, except for, of course, the video itself, because we haven't translated the video, and we don't need to. Simon's beautiful face is there. He looks Asian. It should be okay, right? He fits right in, unlike me, who doesn't. But anyway, we get in here, and you can see what it's doing is it's explaining the entire Groove platform to someone that speaks Japanese, right? Someone who natively understands Japanese. They're going to understand this a heck of a lot better than if you send them to the English page. But it gets better. It gets better. Inside here, when they sign up for an account, the page that they're taken to, talking to them about upgrading, would also be in Japanese. The thank you pages are also in Japanese. And it doesn't stop there. The team and I worked damn hard to make sure that if you just want to promote to the Japanese market in this example, well, then you can do this. Just like with our normal website at GrooveAsia.cm, where we had GrooveAsia.cm/JV. With every one of these countries, you can do the same thing. So in this case, it's Japanese.grooveasia.cm. And if I delete my affiliate link off the end and type JV, and you should be used to this by now, watch this, you are going to have the entire affiliate program is also in Japanese. Everything you need is now available in that language. And as I said, it's not just the Japanese language. We have it available in simple Chinese, traditional Chinese, Filipino, and French. And there are more coming. But it's going to be up to you as a community to decide what languages we work on next. Why? Because we need your help to do it. These systems take massive amounts of hours to put together. Okay. And I could do a lot of it on my own if you want to wait 5 years for it to be done. Right. And I'm sure you don't want that to happen. I'm sure you want this to happen as quickly as possible. So to do that, I'm asking for you to reach out and tell us that you want to work on another language with us so that we can get this done. But let's just go back to the Japanese funnel here. You'll notice something really interesting. If I'm logged in to the Japanese JV page, you'll notice there's a button here that says sign up to the funnel. Well, didn't you just say to me, Nick, that I don't need to worry about that? I can use my normal GrooveAsia link and it'll carry over. Yeah, you can. But what happens if you want to track how well you are doing between English and Japanese and Philippines, and you want to work out where your biggest market's coming from for you as an individual? Because remember, the like, know, and trust factor is going to be based on how people see you as an individual. And you just may find that certain markets work for you better than others. So we're giving you the opportunity to test and track that. How? Well, if I just go back to my account here where I was looking before, so I'll go back to promos, okay, so into Groove Affiliate and into promos, where we had GrooveAsia.cm. Watch what happens with the Japanese language. Now, this is an example, and you can do this with any of them. If I click on sign up to the funnel while I'm actually logged into my account, and I click sign up to the funnel, it will go through and sign me up to that funnel. And so I will be able to immediately get access to this funnel, and it will provide me with a new affiliate link, an affiliate link that is direct to send to the Japanese home. I know it's taking so long, maybe because I've got so many windows open, and it happens. But that's what you need to do. You need to click on it. Let's see if it's going to work. I'll just give it a refresh. Bear with me. Dun, 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 dun. All right. But what it's going to do ultimately when it's finished is it will add in here japan.grooveasia.cm. All right. For some reason, it's not loading for me at the moment. I've got a bit of a slow connection. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. And we're in. And you can see that this affiliate link now says JP affiliate. So Japanese affiliate.grooveasia.cm. And if I go back to my account, my one account, right, and I refresh this account, you watch what happens in here. I'll now be able to get to my standard GrooveAsia account where I can promote GrooveAsia in English. And if I do that, somebody may still choose one of the flags and your affiliate ID will carry over, or I can take the Japanese link from here now, right? I've got my free account, my lifetime upgrade account, and my JV account. I can take this link, and if I promote this link, watch what happens. It will skip over the entire English version and take them straight to the Japanese page. So there you go. Now you can do this with all of the different languages we have. Okay, you now have full control. You can send people directly to the English one. You can send them directly to one in Japanese or French or the Philippines language or two different Chinese languages. And as I said, more to come. And even if they are in Japan, in this example, well, see there's a flag up the top. If they want to compare it to English, all they do is click on the flag and it will take them back to the English version. So there you go, Simon. That's it. They have the full range of how to promote GrooveAsia now in multiple languages. And as we continue to work through, there will be more coming. But we are focused on providing language-based content. And I really need you to understand the difference between what we're doing at GrooveAsia, which was providing the training and the content and the education, from what Groove HQ is doing with translating the software itself. And look, I'll just do this quickly. If I get out of here, some of you may or may not have seen this, but this is where we're heading. So we're focused on the content and teaching people all about Groove in multiple languages, right, with GrooveAsia. And Groove HQ is doing something like this. Just down here now is a language selector. And eventually, we anticipate we will have multiple languages in here for the platform, okay? This is a two-tiered development that's going on here between Groove and GrooveAsia, and it's going to benefit everyone. But if I click on this language selector, at the moment, you can see the Portuguese languages here. And as Simon mentioned, they had a jump on us working with corporate on the language for the platform. We're not working on the platform, we're working on the content, but the two go together. But watch what happens. When I click on Portuguese, it will switch over, it will refresh my browser, okay? And you will see now, except for the fact that I've typed or we've typed these names in English, all of the menus, look, they are now in Portuguese. And in fact, if I go into any menu, it's all in Portuguese. So what's coming for you is this. What's coming for you is the ability to promote Groove in multiple languages. But we're not waiting for them to change the software. We're helping you get people on board right now by educating them through multiple languages. And if that doesn't excite you, it should, because at the moment, Groove's only covering about 20% of the population of the world. If you could get 1% of the other 80% of the world, what's 1% of 20 divided by 80 divided by nearly 8 billion people? I'll leave you to think about that number, but it's an extraordinary number. And if you could just get $1 a year from 1% of that 20 over 80, you're talking billions of potential dollars that are sitting on the table waiting for people like you to let people know in their own language what Groove can do for them. So come join us. Okay, Simon, for the moment, back to you.
That is pretty crazy, man. And of course, we're only talking about the language aspect of it. And in fact, this is going to be a big focus on GrooveAsia 2.0 as we move into the monthly subscription model. But another question, though, that I have for you, Mr. Nicholas, is, just based on the opportunity alone, obviously a year ago, we had no anticipation of when exactly we would go into monthly. We were doing the numbers, crunching the numbers through the lifetime program, the lifetime offer, and assuming at that time that the lifetime offer will stick around for as long as it needs to, knowing that as soon as it goes out of beta, we will transition into monthly. But now that we're pretty much almost there, how is this an even bigger opportunity? Like when you do the math, and let's just give some hypothetical crunching of the numbers into monthly. What are we looking at in terms of profitability? Like, if we have 1,000 members, 10,000 members at an X amount of whatever the subscription fee might be, what are we looking in terms of just a percentage of what we want to strive for in order to just shoot with whatever conservative goals that we might have? Because I know that many of us are excited. And if you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, maybe I'm not, multilingual, or maybe I don't have the language skills, or maybe I don't know how to get into the different cultures and different countries. Well, the answer, though, is that this is why we are here for a reason. Now, if you ask Mr. Nicholas, right? Do you need to be multilingual? Do you need to be in Asia? Do you need to be in different, well-versed, have traveled to multiple other countries? Mr. Nicholas will tell you he's the most Australian guy that you'll ever meet. He speaks only Australian English. He never traveled outside of Australia, but yet, at the comfort of his own home, he's still able to manage all these things with multilingual teams, creating our pages into different languages, expanding into different countries and cultures. So the answer is absolutely not, right? Don't let any of those restrictions, whether physical, emotional, psychological, restrict you and limit you from the potential itself. Because as soon and as long as you see the opportunity, you're involved, you're committed to what we're doing, then just as Nicholas is about to be sharing with you, the results are there. And as soon as you crunch those numbers, I think that even if you previously had been shy, you previously did not know how you want to get involved, you will find a way that you want to get involved, because the numbers, the potential is just absolutely staggering. So anything, Mr. Nicholas, that you want to share about in terms of the potential of what we see, especially as we move into the monthly subscription plan for Groove?
Well, I mean, the way I look at this is, and you may have heard the saying before, right? Blue ocean, red ocean. And what we're talking about here is if we look at all of Groove English, right? And then we look at all of our competitors in the market in this space for, page builders and email marketers, and we put them all together. We put them all together and we add up the total number of members they've got and the ongoing monthly memberships they've got. And as Simon mentioned before, some of them are in the hundreds of thousands, right? But when you start looking at that, that's in the English language only. And that's only at maximum 20% of the world market. We're looking at 80% of the world market that's just sitting there. If you start crunching those numbers and you add up, it would be like taking all of these companies and saying they are like one starfish on the bottom of the ocean compared to what is blue and is open for us to take. I mean, it's just sitting there. It's just begging. And the Asian population, right, throughout Southeast Asia, they are all looking for new ways to do business. And a lot of them have no idea about how to get online and get things started. And then you come along and you explain it to them in their own language, and you give them a system where they don't have to learn coding, They don't have to learn all this other stuff that made my hair go grey for the last 30 years. And they could just point and drag and click and drop and type, and you can help them to develop something that will change their lives, their families' lives, and their communities' lives forever, and make you the go-to person for them. I want you to think about that, right? You don't have to know it all. That's why you build community. I don't speak any Japanese at all, and I don't need to, because the translator that I worked with, George, who lives in Japan, has helped us to do that. Just like the French team helped us to do the French side. So that was Andre. And of course, Andre reminded me the other day, nicely, by the way, that he wasn't the only one from the French team, right? We had Michael and Pierre and Annie and Guillaume in the French team. And as far as translations, we had Annie Wong and Lily and Ming Ru and Mark Christina and Dylan. Like, these are people that have created teams, and you can do exactly the same thing. You don't need to know it all. Build a team around you. It's not that difficult. Ask in the community. Put your hand up and say, hey, I'm thinking about leading a project and working with Nicholas on this language. Who wants to come and join me? And let me ask you this. Is it worth it? Is it worth you giving up some of your time to help us develop a system like we showed you today, so that you can tap into 80% of the 7 billion people on the planet and earn an income from that? Is it worth it? I can tell you it is. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't have been doing this and working on this project day in, day out for months on end, and not focusing on my own marketing, but focusing on something to help all you to market, because it's worth it for you.
That is crazy. And that is coming obviously from a very numbers oriented guy. And ever since my first conversation with him, he was talking about the potential, he was talking about the open market, he was talking about even if it's a small fraction of this and that, and it still goes into the hundreds of millions, if not the billions. And now 1 year down the line, the opportunity, the potential has just 10x, 50x, 100x, all because now we see the potential of what the software can do. We see what is the potential reach just in the English language alone, which wasn't there a year and a half ago. And we now have a rock solid team of real leaders that we've already anticipated. And just like what Mr. Trader Rob is actually saying, right? He said, makes me want to move to Asia to learn some languages. But here's the thing, right? As what we mentioned, you don't need to be in Asia. You don't need to speak other languages. The thing is, with languages, the language skill and the leadership skill, these are two different things, right? If you have the leadership skill, you can work with those who have the translation and the language skills, and you can work with them in whatever capacity that you want. Trader Rob's next question: when do I get a Hindi GrooveAsia YouTube video? The thought of these commissions make me drool just thinking about it. Here's the thing, right? This is an open invitation of not just for us to say, awesome, GrooveAsia is doing something really cool. I'll sit back and I'll wait for things to happen. This is an open invitation for you to step up, because if you see the potential, Mr. Trader Rob, and anybody else, whether it's Hindi, whether it's Vietnamese or Korean or any other language that we may or may not have resources in, we can still tap into it. We can still get into it. And the thing is, with your help, with your involvement, we will get there so much faster, so much more effectively, so much more efficiently. And of course, if you believe in being at the right place and at the right time, if you believe in that, type in the word right, RIGHT, inside the comments, RIGHT, type that into the comments. If you believe in being at the right place and at the right time, This is the perfect opportunity because there's only ever going to be a one moment in history where we're looking for people to step up for a particular project at that point in time, right? Some of you stepped up at the right place, right time in the past. That's where Nicholas, that's where we found him. That's how he became one of the big leaders, is because he just happened to step up at that point in time. And then we got more people, such as what Nicholas was mentioning earlier. Trader Rob, of course. We got the Dylan team. We got Andre. We have Annie, and so many additional leaders who stepped up in their own time, right, when we needed them. And now comes the next big part, right? The next big part where we truly are looking so much bigger into additional growth because we see what we've been able to do. We see where Groove is going, and the time is right because in just about 2 weeks' time, we are legitimately making a huge conversion, a transformation in the business model itself. So rather than staying back and watch things happen, as they say, be a part of the team that makes things happen. And in addition to the rewards that you get traditionally as an affiliate, if you're a free member, you get 20%. If you're an upgraded platinum member, you get 40% plus that tier 2. There can be additional opportunities for you to be a bigger part of the company in a profit and revenue sharing capacity. If you decide that at this point in time, when the opportunity is open, right, that you come in the open door, you participate, and rather than asking when the next Hindi channel is coming, when the next Hindi video is coming, we join the team, we create the team that makes those things happen. So lots of really exciting things that I believe we can get into. Yes, just thinking about it, and keep in mind, Hindi is just one language, and Trader Rob is continue on, right? A Hebrew video, a Finnish video, you name it. I need to calm down. He says, deep breathing, so much opportunity. Yes, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Rob recovering from a recent legitimate heart attack. So please do calm down. We neither Nicholas nor myself want to be responsible for anything that we say. Your excitement and your control, your ability to control your excitement is 100% your own responsibility there, Mr. Rob. But yes, you're absolutely right. Huge, exciting things ready to happen. We want to invite you and anybody else who wants to be a big part of everything that we're doing. We want to make sure that you are a big part of it as well. So with that, let's dive into a couple of additional comments that we see over here. Fiona is saying, yes, it is definitely worth it. Andre is inviting another one of his team members. The Netherlands community is not there yet. As a matter of fact, right now, if you go to the GrooveAsia.cn website, how many do we have, Mr. Nicholas? About 5, right? Five
Yep.
different pages outside of English. How many languages are untapped? How many other opportunities? What is the number of the actual market in terms of people who don't speak English, who don't understand Japanese or traditional Chinese or simplified Chinese or French, and the other websites that are already live on the landing pages? How much more people can we reach out to, right? And again, it doesn't mean that you have to be that person who does the translation, who does the talking. All you got to do is just be what Nicholas has been doing. You have the commitment, just like Trader Rob, you have the excitement, right? And you can actually tap into this. And again, we do this as a team. Fiona is saying, maybe I should build a Chinese website. Maybe you should, Fiona. In fact, we encourage you too. You're already a part of the Chinese committee, the Chinese groups, right? Individually, just like we're doing with the English language. Nicholas has his own English community. We also have a lot of our other groups who also are in English. Even if you go back directly to Groove HQ, there's Martin Bodeker and Angie Norris and Alicia Little and all those different individuals who are the top JV affiliates for Groove. Everything's in English, right? And so we are not saying that by any means, just because there's already an English-speaking group, a Chinese group, a Japanese group, whatever other group, a French group that you cannot create your own. We recommend, we encourage you to, but ultimately, bring them back into the main communities, whether it's your language or the main GrooveAsia.cm one, because together we can always achieve more. And rather than just you trying to learn everything, even though Nicholas has learned everything, there pretty much is to know he still says that he still continues to learn every single day. The software updates every single week. New bugs are fixed, new features are added, new apps are being launched. You will never be able to learn everything there is to know about everything there is to know about the Groove community and the software, and that's why we have a team. So if you're there and you're thinking, I want to go off on my own, I want to do this by myself, I want to do everything, and maybe mentally you're thinking, because I can. Yes, you can. But again, with everyone, you just achieve more. You can go fast, perhaps, by going alone. But with a team, you go a lot farther to horizons you will never be able to reach. So switch on that mindset just a little bit. Switch it over and make sure that you have a team mentality. That's why we want to invite you to not only be a part of everything that has been going on all this time. And Fiona is saying, right, we're at the right place and at the right time. So it's Trader Rob, Chanel, Tara is also here with us, but we also want to invite you to be a bigger part of this team. First and foremost, focusing on this expansion that is already happening, not something that's going on in the future. As you can see, work has been done. We're going to continue to do this. You're not recreating, reinventing any wheels. Leverage on everything that we already have in place. All you got to do is plug yourself in, as long as you have the commitment, the dedication to succeeding, to working with us. When you share the same vision to now literally achieve freedom by changing lives around the world together, on all walks of life, regardless of country, language, and culture. This is now, with GrooveAsia 2.0, the expansion of all these brand new languages, the best way that we can ultimately do that. So with that, Mr. Nicholas, what is the best way for them to, let's say they're interested in becoming a part of the team? Let's say they're interested in getting in touch with you. Let's say that they happen to want to lead a group, or maybe they have the translation or the language skills. What is the best way that they can take that next step towards working with us on this expansion opportunity?
Well, the easiest and quickest way is to make sure first you're signed up for our Facebook community, right? So GrooveAsia.cm Facebook.com/group /GrooveAsiaCM. So make sure you're registered and turn on your notifications, because one of the things about the notifications is when we give out updates about these sort of things, right? When we let you know that an opportunity is available, we do a post and we ask you to leave a comment, and we say to you, leave us a comment so that we know you're interested. Now, we're going to probably put up a few different opportunities over the next few weeks. I know we've got quite a bit coming over the next couple of weeks that we're working on. And so if you're interested in doing something with the translations and or a translation team, being part of a team, running a team, developing a team, anything to do with a language, anything at all, just reach out to me. You'll find me in the Facebook group. I'm right there, right? So go and find out. You can send me a private message if you need to, or you can just comment on one of the posts. But look, the opportunity that you're sitting on is gold. And I get this all the time. Why would I want to work with a team when I can just go out some of this stuff on my own? And as Simon said, you can. But let me show you what happens when you get involved with the team. So I've got another page up here, Simon, if we can just bring this up on the screen. So this page here was from our Groove Japan team leader, George. Now, here's a man, right, that is in Japan. He doesn't speak Japanese. His wife does, right? So with him and his wife and a few other team members in the Japanese team, they got together and they developed their own affiliate page. Now, this site, again, is built in Groove Pages. It's built in Groove Pages. So it means that you can literally build your own affiliate site in your own language. Why wait for us? You can do it yourself. But it's better to work on it as part of a team, right? Because then when you get into the team and you get into the translation teams, you'll get all the updates and information you need from the inside, as we say, come on in, right? From the inside, you'll get the information you need to get these things done. So it's a two-way street. You help me develop these new platforms and new languages, and I will help you get some of this stuff done, right? And I'll show you what you need to do. I'm not going to do it for you because you need to learn how to do it anyway. It's in your interest, so you can continue to build a team in that language. But look at this. Funnily enough, George got smart. He saw what we were doing, and he went, you know what? I'm going to take the website and translate it from Japanese to English. So he's done exactly the same thing. He can now, with his own affiliate website, target people in the Japanese language in both English and Japanese. And guess what? All of these links, guess where they go? They're an affiliate link. And do you want me to show you where it goes? Well, I will. I'm going to show you exactly where it goes. As it loads, it's an affiliate link, right? George is onto this. It's an affiliate link that goes to, wow, back to our homepage. So even though he's doing something on his own as an affiliate, he's working as part of a team and he's still driving people back to the parent site. This is what teams do. This is how teams work. You work with us, we'll work with you, and we will all benefit. I'd say trust me, but don't trust me. Don't listen to what I say as much as what I do. Watch what I do, because the proof is in the execution. The proof is in the execution of what people do, not what they say, but what they do. And we're doing all this for you. So come on board, because it works. Back to you, Simon.
Yeah, man. And exactly what Mr. Nicholas has just mentioned in terms of for yourself. I mean, let's not even go into the different languages that you may or may not speak again. For George, it's easy for him because he's right there in Japan. He speaks, I believe, colloquial Japanese, and his family and his friends, his business partners, they can all speak Japanese as well. So it's easy for him, right, to create a multilingual type of website. But keep in mind, again, we are a team. Just because you may not necessarily be multilingual, just because you don't necessarily have friends who speak Korean or Vietnamese or Thai, it doesn't mean that those people don't exist in the community. And so when that happens, work together. Just because, right, you have a website and that you know you can lead an entire language on your own. Of course, that is powerful. But how great would it be if you know that at the same time, you can work on 5, expand it into 10 different other languages, which you don't speak as well. Again, it's not just about what you or one person can do. It's about the entire team. So just like what we've done on the GrooveAsia.cm homepage, also include different languages on your own affiliate website. Expand them on your own, because this is just an amazing, amazing thing that we can do along the way. And so with all of that, yes, one of the best ways that we can get in touch and to make sure that if you are interested in being a big part of everything that we're doing, we do want to invite you, as what Mr. Nicholas mentioned, go to facebook.com/groups/GrooveAsiaCM. Once again, that's facebook.com/groups/GrooveAsiaCM, because once you are there, you will see that we have this awesome page for you that I believe Mr. Nicholas is showing right now. Either way, or here, I'll just show mine real quick. There it is right there, GrooveAsia.cm. Actually, facebook.com/groups/GrooveAsiaCM. So with all of that, this is where you can eventually go to subscribe. To subscribe to our YouTube channels and things like that, all of our social media pages, you can go to GrooveAsia.cm. Let me type that in for you. /social. You'll be able to see a lot of those links there as well. So another great opportunity, I believe, for all of us to get together and do whatever it is that we need to do. But one other page that I do want to share with you is, of course, the team page. If you haven't had the opportunity to do so, I want to invite you to go to grooveasia.cm/team. And if, let's say, you want to go and check out the opportunities that we have. If, let's say, that you want to go here and check out what teams we have as well, you go to grooveasia.cm/team, and you'll be able to see that we actually have a lot of different opportunities for you, from being on the translation team to additional ways that you can join us as an affiliate and everything else. If you want to be a designer, if you want to be a writer, if you want to work on tech stuff, you want to build websites, landing pages, you want to write creatively or sales copy, create videos, do graphic design, right? There's so many other ways that you can be a part of the GrooveAsia team. And that's why we say, with the translation project, this is only one of many ways that you can be involved with GrooveAsia 2.0 as we continue to grow, as we continue to develop. There's so much more opportunity along the way. And then we also have Mr. Trey Rob. There he goes, singing again. We've got the brains, he says. Groove's got the brawn. Let's make lots of money, lots of opportunities. Always groovy Oki moment, right? Andre is also saying promise things. French funnels are now live, so you can trust Nicholas. I think with Mr. Nicholas, he always says what he does. Sometimes he gets busy, sometimes life gets in the way, but he always comes back and he always makes sure that not only does he deliver on what was promised, but just like with the spirit of GrooveAsia, he over delivers as well. As you can probably tell, lots of really cool and amazing things have already been happening right here within the GrooveAsia teams. So lots more onward to come as well. All right, so with that, I think we're kind of rounding out this particular strategy session over here in terms of how people can be a part of everything that we're doing. But before we let you go, Mr. Nicholas did mention a few additional things that are coming up very, very soon. So before we let the community go off on their way, what are some of the things that are coming up soon, Mr. Nicholas, that you feel people should know about?
All right. So if they go into their GrooveAsia account and then go into Groove Affiliate and into promos, all right. So right down the bottom of the affiliate links, you'll see one here for the free 1-day intensive. So I believe that's coming up on the 18th of this month. And if you are really, really serious, right, you're serious about diving headfirst in to developing an online business, getting rid of the job, right, the job, the 9 to 5, and seriously running an online business, you need to show up to this event. But it's only 100 positions. So it's first in, best dressed, right? But whatever you do, don't sign up unless you're going to show up, right? Because this program is going to give you a really deep insight into what you need to do to be a success at this type of business. So if you've got a job and you're going to leave a job and do this type of thing, I want you to understand one thing. You need to put as much time into your online business as you would a normal 9 to 5, especially in the first few months, right? Because you've got a lot to learn. And it's going to take a lot of brain power and a lot of effort. But that's the reason why you need to go to this course, because it's going to help you skip over a lot of that stuff so you know what to focus in on, right? It's about focus. Don't get sidetracked by all the shiny objects out there, you know. You're not Dory from Finding Nemo. Look at that, look at that, look at that. That's what happens, right? Don't be a Dory. Get in there and check out this program. It's going to be awesome. So I'm just going to copy this link from my affiliate account here and take you there so you can have a look at what it is. Don't sign up using my affiliate link, right? Use your own. Sign up with your own, right? Just for this program, because there's no money involved in this. But get in here and you'll see what's going on, right? So it's how to start, profit, and most importantly, scale. That is one of the biggest things that people don't understand, is how to scale. We are showing you in GrooveAsia by what we're actually doing how to scale a business, right? So you can look at what we do and it will teach you how to scale by watching what we do. But Simon is going to teach you at this course on this weekend on the 18th of February. So put that in your diary right now, 18th of February, or go straight to the page, lock it in and sign up. But make sure you're available. Don't take up a position that somebody else could use if you're not going to show up, right? I'd rather you not show up than take up a position. So get serious. If you want to get serious, show up. This is where you go. You can sign up. You can find out what you're going to expect. It's really important you understand clearly what you're getting yourself into, because this is going to be work, right? Work's a 4-letter word, so that means 4 zeros at the end of what you can make. A job is 3 letters, and it stands for just over broke. And it's just enough to keep you coming back to the job, right? You need a 4-letter income or a 4-0 income, not a 3-0 job. Take it seriously and come and have a look. You're going to find out everything you need to know. You're going to love it. There's going to be some work involved, but I can tell you now, whether it's a couple of weeks or a couple of months after you've done this, you're going to look back and go, I should have done that earlier, right? And it's going to help you to lead other people. And if you want to be a good leader, you want to be able to work with other people, you want to be able to build, profit, and scale your business, then you need to get to this page as quickly as you can and sign up. As Nike says, just do it. Do it, right? And you'll have fun doing it. Trust me. Simon will make sure it's fun.
For sure. And just so that you know, this is not one of the mini courses. It's not like a 1-2 hour webinar. It's a full day event. Okay. It's a full day event that we normally have the capability in our event businesses, seminars, webinars, whatever else, to actually charge for something like that. This is true investments of not just your time to learn, but an investment from us to prepare, to deliver for you. But as part of the GrooveAsia community, of course, it's sponsored, which I hope that you appreciate it. But as you can see, it's actually not just me. Alongside with myself, we also have CEOs of top $1 million companies in the events business, such as Mr. Terrence Yao, who's actually another one of our partners as well. As you scroll down, you'll see Mr. Ching Yu, who is actually very, very talented in terms of sales, building businesses and things like that. So he is the CEO of a new speaker bureau company that we're doing as well. So these are all $1 million businesses. And these are all different things that we are continuing to not just talk about. Anybody can talk. These are businesses that we are actually doing and running. And when we say opportunity, right, being involved in things that we do, this is exactly the kind of businesses that you can be involved in as well. And if you ask me, it is a true prerequisite to many other things that you can be involved in if you wanted to. Just so that you know, if you've been around the GrooveAsia community for a while, you would know that over the next several months, we have over 10 additional initiatives that we're getting into outside of just GrooveAsia alone. And all of them, believe you me when I tell you, they are going to be multi-million-dollar businesses. We've done this in the past. We know how it works. We're just recreating different things with new technology, with new teams, with new partners. It's just going to be so much better than what we've done in the past. These are numbers that we have crunched and know that whatever numbers that have already been shared are extremely, extremely conservative. And so with that, not only will you learn what some of these plans are during this one-day intensive, it's also a prerequisite for you to attend if you want to be a bigger part of everything that we're doing. And of course, here's something that many of you don't know. On this day of the one-day intensive, it is actually on the eve of when we kickstart our brand new 2022 Protege program. And with this Protege program, we'll be creating a brand new Protege team That's when you get titles of managers, get the titles of a director. And here's something else that's interesting, Mr. Nicholas, that you probably would appreciate. Remember back when GrooveAsia.cm, the website just launched, and everything was very unclear, right? We didn't know about who's going to be involved. We didn't have any partners. We didn't know what corporate, what Groove HQ wanted when it came to titles and things like that. And then you saw that there were a lot of different empty slots, right? And you said, wow, so it looks like for Groove Asia, there's opportunity for us to, be, let's say, the chief operating manager, or the chief, the CMO, the whatever COO, and the whatever C blank O's, or whatever else, right? All these different officer positions. And back in the day, of course, the powers that be, they were saying, well, in order for anybody to have this C whatever position, they need to have some type of a position within the company. They got to be a founder, they got to be a leader, they got to be a partner, blah, 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 whatever else, right? And so, of course, we didn't really go into it for too long because it was much more important for the next 6 months for us to really build out the community itself. One thing that we got the green light on is that for those who do get appointed, go through our protege program, and they become somewhat of a director level. Anybody who is working alongside with us, we're opening additional positions so that things like CMO would be available. Things like CFO would be available. Things like CTO for technology officer, right? Those are available as well. So if this is something that either Nicholas yourself or anybody who's watching right now, you want to be a much bigger part of the company. We're not just talking about the community anymore. We're talking about the company where you have the potential to become a partner, but not just a partner, a revenue sharing partner, different from a profit sharing partner, because profit sharing partner means that we are profit sharing on the profits that come in, right? That we collectively work on with you. As a revenue sharing partner, you get a percentage of the company revenue, where guess what? You don't necessarily need to be on the team to make those sales happen. You are a part of the company, right? You get to share in those revenue eventually, right? When the time is right, maybe even become a shareholder, a stakeholder. If we ever decide to go IPO or whatever else, which we're not saying that we do, but being a shareholder means that you will have stock options and, you own a piece of the company. These are all opportunities that you will get as a protege, a director, and everything else. And the prerequisites before you can do all of that, become any of that, is this one-day intensive program that we're talking about. Because if you need to know how our company runs, if you're going to be a part of all the great things that we will be doing in the future, right? You need to know how we do things. And as part of the CEO team for the variety of different companies that we run, right? This is the basics of what we can embark upon you to not only be able to be CEOs in your own companies, which of course you should. Nicholas is, right? And so are many of our fellow members. But guess what? You also get to learn how we run our $1 million projects, how you can apply that into what you do. And on top of that, take a big chunk, a big share of the piece of the pie that we are generating as companies, as teams, as a community as well. So with all of that, huge, huge, huge ambitions, I know, but we have the right leadership, we have the right team to be involved. And so all of that is very, very exciting. So in order for you to be a part of that, if you're interested and you haven't had the opportunity to do so, I want to invite you to go to my Facebook profile, okay, which is at facebook.com/Simon Leung, right over here. And if you want to take a look at what we recently posted, I know that I posted a lot of different things throughout the different groups, but this is the one that we're looking at right now. If you're interested in learning more about how you can become that revenue sharing partner that we just talked about, this is a part of our protege program, in which case, if you haven't had the opportunity to do so, if you somehow missed out on the announcements, you don't know what's going on, leave a comment right here on this post, just like what a few of our friends actually did. Obviously, Annie and Karen, they're already a part of the protege team. But if you're somebody like Erica who says, I missed out on the info on this before, would love to know more, make sure that you leave a comment right here on this post so that we know that you're interested to learn more about that. And one of our team members, maybe Nicholas, maybe Chin Yu, maybe one of our business partners, they will reach out to you and give you an invitation on something very exciting, which I'm sure you'll actually want to learn more about as well. All right, so with that is pretty much our invitation for you to be alongside with us as we go along for this very, very intensive ride. Now, we do have a few more comments here, by the way. We are at the final stretch, so if there are any final questions that you have for Mr. Nicholas, you want to learn again how you can work with him, get in touch with him, or be a part of the team, any questions that you might have about the one-day intensive, the protege program, the opportunities for you to become revenue sharing partners and all of that, speak now or forever hold your peace. Right there in the comments, leave the questions while we have on Mr. Nicholas live with us. Of course, we want to make sure that we take this special opportunity to get engaged as much as possible. Trader Rob saying, don't be a Dory. Should be a t-shirt. I think this was something that you mentioned earlier, Mr. Nicholas. Don't be a Dory. Yes, I think that would be a very cool t-shirt. So, Mr. Trader Rob, hey man, if you want to lead the path, remember we're talking about, right, taking responsibility. And in fact, Nicholas did that a while back, right? He created the whole GrooveAsia store. That's where we got t-shirts. That's where our fellow members got t-shirts as well, right? Don't just wait for things to happen. Make things happen as well. Chenille is in at Trader Rob. Great t-shirt printing idea. Thanks. We also have Trader Rob also saying, yay, I'm not going to be one of those people that say, I wish I joined back then. The gift to take action is the best part of waking up outside of, what is it, Folgers in your cup or something like that. I don't know if you have that commercial. I grew up with that little jingle. Never mind. Just bad advertising. I don't know why I'm doing some advertising for coffee.
It was good advertising. It was good advertising because you remember it, right?
I guess so, because it's a jingle, which means that we should also do more jingles and, catchphrases and things like that right here within the Groove community. Don't be a Dory could be one of them. Right. So Trader Rob is excited. He's definitely on board to join us. And so hopefully you are as well. And that goes for every single one of us as well. So it looks like as far as the interaction goes, we have a lot of things. We have a lot more to improve upon as a community, because here's the thing. As leaders, you're going to be looked up to as leaders. As leaders, you will need to be seen as leaders, as mentors. And mentors and leaders, they don't just lead, but they also lead by example, which means that when there are opportunities, when we say hi to you, say hi back. When nobody is talking, you take the initiative to take that fast action. And whenever things happen, we send you messages, we tag you in posts, we ask you to take some kind of action on doing something. Leaders don't need to be asked. And when things are asked, they don't need to be asked twice. So these are obviously the kind of qualities that we're looking for, because as we continue to grow as a team, as a community, there's going to be so much more that we need to be working on together. And there's just no time. We are not ones. Nicholas will tell you to micromanage. We do not micromanage. But if you are somebody who is proactive, you get things done, then you are the perfect person that we want to have on our team. So if you do want to be a part of our team, you see the potential, you want to be a big part of everything that we're doing, type in the word team inside the comments so that we know that you are on board. And Trader Rob say, hey, Nick, let's work together on Groove Automation. I think that there's a lot of great thing that you guys can discuss if you wanted to. Tara is saying thank you to me. Thank you to Nicholas, putting the keyboard away. Sure, no problem. Tara, I know that it is early in the morning for you, like 5 or 6 a.m. or something like that. We appreciate you just for being here. Fiona is interested in being a part of a team, and so is Trader Rob. Leaders create, subscribers follow, but all of us, we lead and follow all at the same time. Leaders are also followers. So with all of that, lots of really amazing things that will be happening. And of course, Neil is here as well, saying that he is a member of our team, and so is Tara, who isn't putting away that keyboard after all. But regardless of the case, here we are about an hour and a half into the show. This is definitely just the scratching of the surface. So much more that we can be discussing beyond what 2.0 is all about. We haven't even gotten into 3.0 yet. We haven't even gotten into all the additional things outside of the translations, the expansion, the languages of different things. And we just don't want to we don't want to overdo it, man. We don't want to overwhelm. We don't want to overwhelm not just you, but ourselves, just with all the ideas as we continue to talk. So much additional things are continuing to brew. And so with that, I think that now's a good time for us to, let's say, keep what we mentioned over here for the past hour and a half as excitement, as your fuel to move forward, to join us, to work together, because just with that alone, the opportunity is mind-blowing. The opportunity is completely insane. So hopefully you're as excited as we are to be a big part of everything that will be coming inevitably starting in just a couple of weeks from now. All right. So with that, any final words, Mr. Nicholas? Any last things that you want to leave us with? How can we best get in touch with you, to reach out to you? And what's their next focus on plan? Your final words for our team right here on GLive, Mr. Nicholas.
All right. So again, find me in the GrooveAsia community, right? It's the quickest way. I mean, I've got my own websites and own projects. Once you connect with me, you're going to find out about them naturally anyway, right? So I don't need to promote them. They'll come naturally. Number two, modern word, I say it all the time, take action. Everything you do revolves around you taking action. And the last thought I want you to have is, with all the stuff we've been talking about, you can see the growth, you can see the opportunity. You know we're only 6 months old, but I want you to remember one important thing as a takeaway. Google, Apple, and some of the other largest companies like Facebook all started from home offices. They all started from home offices. And you can too. That's it. Take action.
And we're doing it together, right? We're all doing it together. We're all starting it from our home offices together. And unlike all those billion-dollar companies, the difference is that we are not doing it alone, right? And we actually are opening opportunities up for you to be stakeholders, profit sharing partners, revenue sharing partners. Try that with Google, with Facebook, with any other big Instagram, whatever other social media Silicon Valley companies that, no way. So with that, again, right time, right place, right opportunity, you have all those things right over here. So with that, that is pretty much all of what we have here for you. At any additional opportunity that we have, of course, we want to welcome you back, Mr. Nicholas, to have additional conversations, share more motivation, share more opportunity, additional strategies on how we can maximize our businesses, as well as you open up the doors for brand new teams to join us along the way. All right, so very cool. Thank you very much, Mr. Nicholas. On behalf of the entire GrooveAsia community and myself, we do want to thank you for being right here today. Don't forget, plenty of call to actions, especially right here, right now. We're right smack in the middle of the Groove launch, so make sure that you promote. Don't forget, we have the 1-day intensive. Don't forget, we want to invite you to become a part of our protege program to learn more about it, and more importantly, become a bigger part of our companies, our businesses, our projects, as we proceed to move into multi-million-dollar initiatives later on this year. All right, so until next time, and until the next GLive, take action right now. Let us know if you have any questions. And as always, we'll see you right back over here on the inside. Cheers, folks. We'll see you next time.
You gotta get into the groove.